you can add an effect or a preset and also animate that effect. And you can find those guys right here in this appropriately named panel called Effects and Presets. Let's say, for example, I want the tower to achieve some kind of a color effect that matches this moon. So I can get a nice green hue on here. Well, what I could do is look for a color correction that will do that for me. So I'm going to type in the word hue here. And here is hue and saturation. Now I can also browse these guys by simply scrolling through this list and looking for things like color correction. And I can choose something from this list. So if I want to make this film black and white, for example, I can click on it, drag it to the Mage Tower, and it will turn this black and white. Notice the color's gone. I'll also drag one to the background, and I'll even put one on the moon. Now, of course, I could have done an adjustment layer on top of these guys, perhaps, and hit everything at one fell swoop. But I just want to show you here that I changed the entire scope of this just by grabbing a effect or preset. Now, I'm going to go ahead and undo a couple of these and just keep the black and white on the background. So I'll put this once again back there to show you that we can animate these things over time. So let's ignore the moon for now. I'll go ahead and hide that. And I'll also hide the tower. Why not? Let's say I want to animate this. What I could do is I can go through this list here, as you see here, and I can animate these properties over time. So to do so, I'm going to have the effect on full blast, black and white, on the first frame. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll this open. And I'm going to turn these watches on. So I'm going to head and animate this effect. All right. And what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to scroll over here to the end. And let's say I turn everything all the way to the right. Maybe just really blow it out. So when I scrub, it is black and white, and now it's really blowing out. I can also add a sepia effect. All right, so I can go ahead and turn this off or on. So on the first frame, let's say I have it off, and I'll scrub this way, turn it on, and I'm animating this really old footage. So you can really take these effects and do all kinds of amazing things. Likewise, I can also enable the tint color. So currently it's on this color here. And as I scrub, I go ahead and click on a color, maybe this color here. And it changes that tint to whatever color that is. So we're adding color into this black and white to get a nice unique effect. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off for now. And we'll just play around with this footage some more, just this footage here. So what I'm going to do now is turn on the other items. And we're going to put a color correction. We'll go to hue and saturation and drag it to the Mage Tower so that when the moon gets near the tower, we have some green appear. Now, of course, because I have this one selected, I'm going to use this wheel here. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to have it just cycle through these colors to get to the green by the time it gets here. So I'm going to enable the stopwatch. I'll get to the top of the tower, and I'll just take this wheel here and get to green like so. And when I rewind and play, when the moon gets to the top of the tower, we now have some green. So as you can see, these effects and presets can come in quite handy, from colorizing black and white footage to making things that are on separate layers really interact with one another. So look how much more lively and realistic this looks, because the moon is now actually changing the cast of the tower as it passes by. As always, you can hide these effects. You twirl these closed, and you can go ahead and click on it to turn it off. Or of course you can delete it. So that is a look at the effects and presets and how you can animate them in conjunction with your comps.